week 17. If you spot the animal, please comment below. We are still at Uluru National Park, staying at the caravan park in the resort. So we do lots of fun things this week at Uluru. Just a quick disclaimer. Sorry if I pronounce any places wrong. We do hit a controversial subject this week. More of that coming up in a minute. First of all, we do the camel ride. This was a lot of fun. The camels are quite friendly and quite cheeky. This is another paid activity offered by the resort. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, especially if you're traveling with children. The camels are extremely friendly and they do not spit. They only get upset if you make them upset. As a child, my husband came to Uluru with his family when they were travelling in their caravan. It is a great story that my husband shares with the children. One of the activities that my husband did back then was he climbed Uluru with his family. So this is a controversial subject. Some people say yes to climbing the rock, some people say no. At this time, we decided that we would be doing this. Well, the children would be doing it with Dad as a shared experience. Look, I'm sorry if this offends anyone. This is the way it is. This is our family decision. I really don't want to get into the politics of this. Just remember, it is a sacred site, and please respect the elders and respect the ground that we're walking on, and so forth. This is all I'm going to say about the subject. We've done it. We did do it. It's coming up in the video. Yeah, look, if you're not happy with it, just miss this video and carry on watching another one of our videos. Thank you. We are thoroughly enjoying our stay here at Uluru Resort, Ayers Rock Resort, especially travelling with some friends that we've made along the road, on the road. It's been great for our boys to hang out with 2 other children. They've been having a whale of a time, and hubby and I have been hanging out with the adults, of course, so it is nice to be able to catch up with some friends. You might feel more comfortable wearing a fly net, as there are lots of flyers here. So while we've been here at Uluru, the things that we have found useful are fly nets. The boys have backpacks with water hydration attached to them. So water, a water bottle or a hydration pack, closed-in shoes, sunscreen, and just comfortable clothing. It does get quite hot here, so just be mindful that you are in the outback and to dress appropriately. The resort offers lots of paid activities, including camel rides, hunter-gatherer talks, bush tucker, the twilight light show thing that we went to. Now that I can't remember what it's called, comment below if you remember what it's called. They also offer different types of accommodation. There's the campground, there's your traditional hotel, there's also glamping tents, there's guided walking tours. You can of course climb the rock. There's plenty of hiking to do. There's the Olgas. There is so much to do at the resort. You will not be bored. You can either drive in or fly in. There is an airport nearby. The resort also has a very overpriced grocery store because everything is trucked in from hundreds of kilometres away. The main key thing is you need a park pass, which can be bought at reception or online. The camels are super chill, super cheeky, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. Look at the grins that they give. They were trying very hard to give hubby a kiss as he was filming. They did have other animals on display. Not too sure why they were there. Maybe they were rescues. Maybe they'd been injured and they ended up here for recuperation. Not 100% sure why they were here. But anyway, we had a great time. There is a little souvenir shop. And then we headed back to the resort to play mini golf. That was lots of fun. And the boys had a swim in the pool and we caught up with our friends. So the reason we'd been staying here for so long is because we'd been waiting for the right wind conditions to climb Uluru. They close the climb if it is too hot or too windy. Today is our last day and our last opportunity, so we got up early and we went for it. The boys climbed the rock with Dad. Like I said, I'm not going to discuss the politics of this. It was a family decision for the boys to make memories with Dad.
We made it, Mummy! Made it!
It was fair enough to say that I did get a phone call from the boys. I did not participate in the activity for various health reasons, and it was one of those things that the boys had to do with Dad. We can't always do things as a family, and this was their shared experience in making memories, and they'll have many memories to come. Please note that this is quite dangerous, and many people have died trying to do this. Like I said, it was our decision to take our children up there. They were well supervised. There is a rail they can hold on to. Enough said of this. Let's move on. So after that, the boys were rewarded with ice cream, and then we drove to Kings Canyon. Kings Canyon is another one of our bucket list items that we want to do whilst in the Northern Territory. Kings Canyon Caravan Park is a little interesting. It is home to wild dingoes. Please supervise your children. Please do not leave your children unattended. And as our friends found out, do not set your dinner up outside in your table and chairs and leave it unsupervised, because you will lose your chicken dinner. So it is winner winner chicken dinner to the dingo. Oh well, tomorrow we climb Kings Canyon and do the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. That is Kings Canyon Rim Walk, people. So next morning we got up early to beat the heat, and our friends joined us as we attacked, the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. Please pack water, wear comfortable shoes, wear sensible clothing, and wear sunscreen. Every so kilometres there is emergency phones. There are also helipads for emergency services. So this is how dangerous this place is. It is well set up for emergencies. Please stick to the path and, just be careful. This is a must-do adventure. You'll be rewarded with amazing scenery, amazing views, and such an amazing experience. It really is one of those things you must do in your life. To get up to the top of the canyon, you have to climb the stairs of death. Literally, they are the stairs of death. Once you get up to the top, have a nice drink of water, sit down, admire the view, and then get on with your adventure. You can only go in one direction, and that is clockwise. You must follow the signage. You must follow the path. You do not want to get lost out here. You will be rewarded with amazing rock faces, rock structures, fossils, whole pile of stuff. Just keep your eyes open, read the signs, and have fun. The Kings Canyon Rim Walk is one of the best hikes in Australia's Red Centre. It is a spectacular 6-kilometre loop around the top of the canyon, with huge sandstone cliffs, domes, and the famous Garden of Eden waterhole. Highlights of the canyon walk include massive canyon views, sandstone Lost City domes, Cotterill's Lookout, the Garden of Eden waterhole, and views down the 100-metre canyon walls. This is desert country, spectacular place to be. So as I mentioned, the stairs of death to get up to the top. The hardest part is the first section. Around 500 steep stone steps, climbs roughly 100 metres to the canyon rim. After the initial climb, The rest of the walk is pretty much flat, manageable, not as bad. There are a few staircases along the way. So the actual name of the Staircase of Death is actually Heartbreak Hill. It's the famous staircase climb at the start. It's intimidating, but you can complete it by taking breaks. There's also another section called Lost City. It's a maze of weathered sandstone domes resembling ruined buildings. These formations were shaped over millions of years by erosion. The Garden of Eden is a shaded oasis inside the canyon. It features a permanent waterhole, ancient cycads, which are plants, a cooler microclimate, wooden boardwalks and stairs. It's usually the coolest and most peaceful section of the hike. So you may see rock wallabies, dingoes, spinifex pigeons, lizards, and native desert plants. So, like I said, mobile reception is limited out here. Toilets are only available at the car park. Swimming at the Garden of Eden waterhole is strictly prohibited. It is not permitted. If you are seen doing this by the ranger, you will get a fine. After the hard work of the big massive climb to get up to the top, and then the arduous walk and seeing quite a few barren landscapes, you are rewarded with the most beautiful, peaceful and tranquil place that we've ever been to in recent times, and that is the Garden of Eden. I cannot even put into words how beautiful this place was. It is truly magical. The Garden of Eden is the lush oasis hidden deep inside Kings Canyon, and is one of the standout sections of the walk. It's a permanent waterhole. It has dense native vegetation, including cycads, tall ghost gums, and it has cooler temperatures all year round. The waterhole is fed naturally and survives through extremely dry conditions, creating a desert refuge for plants and wildlife. The steep canyon walls provide shade and trap moisture, making this area noticeably cooler than the exposed rim. This is a nice spot to stop and have a rest. Good time for a picnic lunch. Please take your rubbish with you. And remember, this is a sacred site, so please be respectful and enjoy your time here and just sit back, relax and take it all in. So just like Uluru, Kings Canyon has a caravan park pretty much on site. It's a short driving distance to the actual Kings Canyon car park. So the caravan park has powered caravan sites, water connections, amenities block, a pool, a bar, a sunset deck, has fuel, a small general store, and it's good for watching the sunset. It also has what did I say before? It also has dingoes, so please be aware of them. To visit Kings Canyon, you do need a Northern Territories National Park pass to enter. These can be purchased online or at reception at the resort. The Kings Canyon walk is truly a magical experience. I cannot put into words how beautiful the scenery is and the ever-changing landscape. It is absolutely an amazing sight, completely breathtaking at times, and sometimes you're just lost for words. You know, it's a great place to take photos, it's a great place to reflect. It's one of those must-do things. I wouldn't recommend it for children much younger than what we had in our age group. Our youngest in the group was around 6 years of age. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for anyone younger than that. It was a great day. We made lots of memories, had a great time. Certainly wouldn't do it on a very hot day. You know, do it first thing in the morning like we did. We left about 8, I think. Yeah, it was a great day. And then, so you get down to the bottom, the exit of the walk, and they have a free Wi-Fi stop. So if you want to stand there and load your photos to your social media account, go ahead and knock your socks off. We went back to the resort and the boys went for a swim, and then we faced some heavy diesel prices, But that's what it is out here in the Northern Territory. You just pay for it. Judging by these footprints, it looks like we had a visitor during the night. I wonder what type of story that could be. The sunsets out here are truly magical, so are the sunrises, so please take time to experience these and enjoy the beautiful scenery that is on offer. There is a sunset viewing platform at the resort, or just park your chair and look at the view. Another magical place to visit in the Northern Territory is Kathleen Springs. It is a peaceful desert spring in oh my gosh. I'm just going to put it make a little label so you can see. It's in the National Park near Kings Canyon. It's one of the easiest and most relaxing walks in the area. Very different from the steep canyon rim walk. It is 2.6 kilometres and it's flat. The trapping yards at Kathleen Springs are historic cattle yards from the region's pastoral era. Before the area became part of the national park, the land was used for cattle grazing. The trapple-built yards were built to gather cattle, hold and sort stock, support mustering operations to remote desert country. You will see old timber and wire stockyard remains, historic fencing, and interpretive signs explaining the history. It is evidence of early station life in Central Australia. So at the end of the walk to Kathleen Springs, you'll be rewarded with the most breathtaking waterhole surrounded by river red gums, reeds, birds and red sandstone cliffs. It is truly a magical sight, a bit like the Garden of Eden at Kings Canyon. Once again, Kathleen Falls is a sacred site. Please be respectful, please stay on the path, do not swim in the waterhole, it is not swimming friendly. And just follow the signs and have a magical day. One of the other activities that we found out here was being part of the First Nations culture. I do not know how to pronounce this, so I'm going to just try my best. The Khaki Aboriginal experience, hopefully I've said it right. This they tell some wonderful stories and they give an insight into bush tucker, grinding stones, and a whole lot of fantastic stories. It is interpretive, it is also hands-on, and you get to try the food, including the widgety grub. Do my boys eat the widgety grub? I certainly did not. Right, once more, I'm just going to try and pronounce it again. Widgety grub. I think I'll put a label out for you. So this fine specimen is the large white larvae of a cossid moth, a traditional and highly nutritious bush tucker for First Nations people, rich in protein and fats, with a taste often compared to scrambled eggs or almonds when raw. The boys got to learn about different types of face painting, skin painting using ochre, tapping sticks and different musical instruments. It was a really rewarding experience. One of those must-do activities if you ever get the opportunity. They also shared with us some Dreamtime stories. They were quite interesting and quite fascinating. It was an absolutely lovely way that they did it. They also did a fire ceremony, and then it was time to try the little grub. Hell no. So the fantastic parents that we are, we offered our children numerous bribes, from money to ice cream to extra screen time to as many bribes as we could get, just because we wanted our kids to try this creature, whereas we didn't do it ourselves. Anyway, aren't we just clever parents? Anyway, both kids tried it. Let's just say they will not be repeating it anytime soon. Unfortunately, we didn't get video because we were too busy being those type of parents bribing our kids, and we're just happy to get photos. So, bit of a shame we didn't get video, but never mind. So that we have tried plenty of different things on our trip so far, and this has got to be one of those out there experiences. Yes, they've tried widgety grub, emu, camel and kangaroo now. Yeah, man, I'll stick with the pies in Adelaide, thanks. Back at the resort, we introduced the boys to pinball games and showed them that this is what we used to do back in the day. And then we decided to reward the boys with pizza for dinner. Pizza is available at the resort. Smashing. Of course, the kids' favourite pizza is Hawaiian. What is your favourite pizza? Please comment below. So we've ticked off our bucket items for Uluru and Kings Canyon, and we also got to ride the camels. Next up, we will be going to Alice Springs. We are wanting to go to Alice Springs for two reasons. One, we want to go to the RFDS Museum, and we want to go to Alice Springs Home School of the Air. We are road schooling, and we would love to visit School of the Air in Alice Springs. Today, as parents, we had our most terrifying experience that we have had. We often let our children go off and explore while we set up the caravan. The children know not to talk to strangers or to go into other people's sites or to leave the caravan park. After we had set up the caravan, we could not find our youngest anywhere. Our oldest child could not tell us where his brother was due to certain issues that he lives with. We had the caravan people involved, and we also had other campers involved looking for our child. We were about to call the police when he emerged out of nowhere. So, he was on site the whole time. He was in the games room. The reason we walk right past it is because the door to the games room looks like a mural. Seriously, can you see the door here? So that's a terrifying experience I do not want to repeat. We then went to the Alice Springs Cinema. It's a cute little old cinema, and we saw Dumbo. It was lovely to see a movie again with the boys, and then we went back to the caravan park and just relaxed. And they have pancake breakfast here and a playground for the children. As we are homeschooling, road schooling the children, we decided to visit the Alice Springs telegraph station for a much needed history lesson about the telegraph station going up from Adelaide right up to Darwin through the Northern Territory. They also have a replica of the dormitory, the building where the stolen generation of children were housed when they were forcibly removed from their families. It was quite a sobering experience. And yes, we did talk to our children briefly about it. And yeah, it was quite upsetting, to be honest. The telegraph station marks the original European settlement that eventually became Alice Springs and was a key repeater station on the famous overland telegraph line. In the 1870s, the overland telegraph connected Australia to the rest of the world via undersea cable links to Europe. Before that, messages would take months by ship. The Alice Springs station was one of the remote relay points that made this communication possible. The name Alice Springs originally referred to a nearby waterhole named after Alice Todd, wife of the telegraph superintendent Charles Todd. Ironically, the spring itself is usually dry. The settlement later adopted the name Alice Springs. The buildings that you will see here include the old station, kitchens, storerooms, furnished historical rooms, and other original station buildings. It is a great place to come and find out the history of Alice Springs, the good and the bad. Of course, European settlement is always a sad story. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. There's also lovely views over the town. Alice Springs is a major town out here, even though it looks just magical amongst the ranges. One of our main reasons for visiting Alice Springs was to visit the Royal Flying Doctor Service. They have a museum out here, and we would like to include this in our road schooling for the children. The museum is located in the original 1939 RFDS base building in Alice Springs. The RFDS, or Royal Flying Doctor Service, is famous worldwide for delivering medical care across the remote parts of Australia. The museum explains how doctors reached isolated communities, early radio communication in the outback, emergency retrieval flights, life on remote cattle stations, and the evolution of aeromedical care. It gives real perspective on how vast and isolated Central Australia is. After our visit to the RFDS Museum, we headed back to the caravan park where the boys could relax. We also got to see the old gun train, and then, so like I said, back at the caravan park, the boys spent the afternoon playing on the water slides and just having a great time, and of course not getting lost. Thanks guys for joining us this week. Join us next week as we visit the Alice Springs School of the Air. Don't forget to spot the animal and comment below. We do have a fun fact for you. Please like and subscribe our page. Thanks for hanging out.